The trouble is, you think you have time. You must have heard this line before. And if you live with this mindset, you will miss out on something or other in life. It was a Friday evening. Our little one had her dance performance a week later. She needed a few hair accessories and a pair of anklets. Although the shopping checklist wasn't lengthy, we ran short of one thing in our hands. And that was, yes, you must have guessed it from the intro, that was time. It was already 7 p.m. We hadn't even started. We had to board the LRT or the monorails to take us to Punggol first. Then the MRT from Punggol would take us to Little India eventually. The entire journey from where we stay to Little India would take approximately 30 minutes on the MRT. And I am not even considering the time spent behind waiting for these trains. But the good news is that even if you miss one train, you will get another one within 3 to 5 minutes on this route. However, the bad news is that the train services end around 11:15 p.m. unless they allow the passengers some grace time because of the impending weekend. So we had to reach Little India, do the shopping, have dinner, and then catch the train back home within this time. Anyway, we would reach Little India only around 8 p.m. Luckily, as the train was going towards the city, we didn't have to face the crowd heading home after work. But as we finally reached Little India and stepped out of the station, hunger pangs started to beat drums inside our stomachs. And especially with so many Indian restaurants around, it's hard to focus on the job in hand while ignoring the five senses. Hence, the evening program faced a little reshuffling and pushed the dinner plans above the shopping list. The Star Biryani welcomed us to its newly decorated upper floor. We placed the order at 8:10 p.m. The food arrived, and for the next 40 minutes, I forgot why on earth I decided to visit Little India in the first place. Apart from the Mustafa Center and a few supermarkets, the businesses in Singapore usually wrap up by 10 pm and the process starts from 9 pm itself. So we knew we had to rush now because shopping, however small the list is, takes time. You haven't done any shopping until you didn't roam the market and compare the prices between 2 to 3 shops at least. Thankfully, we found an Indian store after walking 5 minutes from the restaurant. They were about to close it, but after stepping inside the store, I realized that probably shopping wouldn't consume much time today because the Indian store had almost everything I saved on my checklist. Our little one was happy, while my wandering eyes appreciated the artificial jewelry displayed inside the shop. If they had this store in India, I would have considered selecting something for myself, but I hardly wear ethnic dresses in Singapore. So even if I buy anything, it would end up sitting quietly in the pouch bag inside my bedside table. However, there is a reason why I'm fond of accomplishing my to-dos on time. It leaves me with some bonus time to do something more. A few minutes walk from the jewelry store was the Bangladesh market. This market has been our trusted place for grocery shopping for the last few years in Singapore. And the best part was that they didn't pull their shutters down at 10 pm. This left us some more time to pick and choose what we needed for our kitchen for the next week. After all, who had the time to go grocery shopping every day in this busy life? After the shopping and being on time drama, it was time for some much needed refreshment break. If you didn't drink freshly squeezed orange juice at 10:30 pm, you haven't done anything in life. And playing in an almost empty shopping mall becomes even more necessary after that. What if the rides vanish in the daylight tomorrow? But overall, I was happy to strike off every item on my to-do list for this evening within time. The 30 minutes ride back home in the MRT wouldn't bother me now.